For the first two characters, I did Hansel and Gretel and Father. I just wanted to keep it simple, so I just started off with a triangle. I did a circular head and its eyes. And for the witch, I started off with a triangle but made it black. But then I added a head, but I didn't like that so much, so I just went back. And I added some arms too. I took the head away so it looked more like a witch's hat. And for the mother, I kept it like more pointed like, because she's pretty evil and didn't like Hansel and Gretel. I added a face and some eyes. And those are my final characters. For my first scene, I chose the stepmother getting mad at the father because she wanted the father to get rid of Hansel and Gretel. So I just started off like her getting mad with like steam coming out of her ears and stuff. But I didn't like that, so I switched it and put them in like a house. I added like a window and some walls and a door. And I put Hansel and Gretel behind the father because they're scared of the mother and didn't like her as much either. And for my second scene, I had Hansel and Gretel dropped off in the woods and the father walking away. And I put in the house where the witch is waiting for them outside because she knows that they're coming to them. For this one, I put the sky black. It's kind of like a dark, sad moment. But I didn't like this so much, so I switched it back. But I shortened the house because the witch didn't have a two-story house, of course. And that's my final scene for scene 2. For my third scene, I put the witch was gonna get ready to cook them, but Hansel and Gretel were gonna run away, so Gretel like pushed the witch into the oven, and I had Hansel waiting at the door for Gretel so they can run away. But I didn't like that because there was too much bread, so I switched the oven to green, and the bowl which the witch was going to cook them in, I turned that back to black. Any questions?
Who's this supposed to be again? The black
The stepmother.
stepmother? I thought, the whole time, I thought that was the witch actually, because, I don't know, I feel like this shape resembles more of a witch to me because of the hunchback and face down kind of look. So, I think it would have been better if we made it a witch like that. But, yeah.
I don't know, it looks kind of like a nun to me. In my day, the nuns all dressed like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding you.
I think you should make Hansel and Gretel a little smaller because even if they're behind the father and they still look kind of the same size, and aren't they supposed to be like really young? So maybe just make them a little smaller.
I like how you put like perspective in the whole house thing, especially the window. It like all goes back to the same bench.
Yeah, that looks really good, and it like makes it so like there's not really like one main subject. Like you can have the mother in the front, and you see that, but it's also like in the middle and towards the vanishing point, or is Hansel and Gretel and them. So like it's like a good balance between like the front and the back of both subjects.
Yeah,
So it works really well.
yeah.
Should we get to the second scene? Yeah, I really like the flow from the corner of one image to the image to the other corner. I thought it was really nice, especially this using pathway to lead your eye.
In your story, what's the nature of the house the witch has?
It looks like a house like people want to go to. It's like eye-pleasing.
But it's not a candy house like in some stories, okay? But it's an attractive house, okay? And she welcomes them into it.
Okay. The witch kind of does look like a bit of the trees though, because
So if you do what Marvin says and you just use those characters, the witch would stick out a little bit differently.
Yeah, I guess basically what it's shaping up to here is maybe a new mom and then just use the mom figure as the witch. Other questions and comments on it?
Like how you use black trees, like you could have used green, but the black kind of shows you like more of the evil side, like going to the house. So that would really well. But the only thing is the whole character similarity with the shapes and the trees. But
Yeah, and going along with that, I think the good point about that too is it allows you to use larger trees, which gives us more of a foresty sense, without them over, without as long as they're black, they're not going to take away from the house and the characters. Whereas if we made those larger trees green, then it would diminish our ability to see the flow of this and the characters and the house itself. So I think it was an excellent choice there, yeah. And also excellent that the forest at this point, now that they see the house and the house is welcoming to them, the forest itself can be fairly benign looking. It doesn't have to be the kind of molly bang forest with angular deciduous trees falling and that sort of stuff. So very good choices here. And again, using the whole picture frame, did a good job with that. Can we go to the last scene? Now let's think about it. If you change the witch's shape here, will that cause any problems, or would it work well, or what do you
I
folks?
think it would look better because at first I thought the witch is throwing when children into it. This is like where I took the hand, but if you change the shape, it would look like the witch is falling.
In this scene, I really didn't get like the threatening of like the witch trying to put him in the oven. I thought that she was just showing him something in the oven.
With this one, it's actually Gretel kind of
Oh.
pushing the witch in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that put Gretel like at an angle to show that she.
If you use the other witch, where you have a face, you could put her in the oven and Gretel slamming the door or something, It might be easier to deal with the other figure as a witch and showing what's actually happening there.
I almost think the witch is a more important character than the stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
But there's,
Yeah.
Top of the door, since it's not at that angle, it should be angled up too. Kind of like I had the window in the first scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of like it like that though. It doesn't make sense, but I think it looks cool.
He could probably make it look cool and make it have sense too, make it conform to the architecture of the room.
I like how you showed the trees, but maybe like, this is the path that leads to the door, right? Yeah. Maybe like show that, like since we're looking out of the door and you see the trees, maybe like show the pathway or something like that.
I think the fireplace, or whatever you want to call it, isn't very menacing because you put the green there, so maybe like use the red and add fire into it, just to add the effect that.
Now, are you depicting a fireplace or an oven here is the issue? Oven. And the oven is actually looking kind of modern here compared with the rest of it, right? And I don't know if that's going to be your best effect because everything else is fairly simple, and if you suddenly have a modern oven and nothing else goes along with it, like if you had a whole modern kitchen, you're not going to believe this, but I once did have somebody depict this, and it was great, but it was an entirely modern kitchen, and there was like a mixer and, like a big stand-up mixer and all sorts of stuff around, an apparatus. But if you have only one item that is that new, then it doesn't quite fit in with the rest of it. I think the other scenes are just great. This one, I think, still could use a little work. And I think if you change the character and use the witch that actually has the face, use the mother, etc., you can put her in whether it's a fireplace type fire or even the modern, you'll be able to show her in there and somehow depict Gretel actually slamming the door on her. The other issue you have here is if it's important to you to distinguish Hansel and Gretel, you seem to be doing that at first with a slight difference in the size, which wouldn't be maintained here because Gretel actually looks a little bigger than Hansel to me right here. But if it's important to you, then you need to do that. If not, then I guess you can just consider them the same size too. So what about the rest of you? Anything else?
I like it overall.
I do too. I do too. Yeah. And why did you choose those colors to begin with? Though, why did you choose that light green, for example?
I just thought of it as a full color.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just thought maybe you decided on green to begin with because you thought you might want green for trees or something, but then realized you didn't need that or whatever. But they're nice colors together because of the opposites and all that. Okay, other questions or comments? All right. Thank you.